Hello everyone, welcome to Cast Crochet. For today's video, we are going to crochet a beanie. This is my beanie number 2. Here is the finish. It looked like a knitted hat, but I just crocheted it because I don't know how to knit. See, it has a band or brim. I use the yarn for that hat. I use this Lion Brand Landscapes breed. That's what I use. But for this tutorial, I'll just use this Big Twist Value in teal color. So let's go ahead and start. First, I'm gonna use this hook, which is 5.5 millimeter hook. I have here my scissor. And I'm sure I have my needle here somewhere. So, okay, we'll start by chaining 12. Okay, so chain 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And don't twist it. You're going to join your work into this first chain that we make here. So just slip stitch right there. So there you have a little loop. And now you have to chain. For this hat, I chained 55. 55, and I have enough to fold it like this. So if you don't want to have fold, maybe 45 or 35, up to you. But I'm gonna be doing 55 chains, so go ahead, chain 55. I'll pause the video. I'll be back when I have my 55 chain, okay? Okay, here I have my 55 chains. We're gonna work our way up to this loop. So for row 1, you're going to make single crochet into the second chain from your hook. And you're gonna do single crochet in each of the stitches until you have your last single crochet here. Okay, just do single crochet and I will meet you back when we reach the loop. Just single crochet in each of the stitches. All right, I will be back. Okay, here I made my single crochets. I have one more stitch here left, so I'll just go ahead and single crochet in there. And you're going to slip stitch into this ring. So just slip stitch into that ring and chain 1, turn your work. Okay, so you're going to skip this chain. Where is it? So you're going to skip this chain right here and this chain. So you're going to skip 2 stitch like this one. We have ours into. Skip 2 stitches, and you're going to work back loop only. So we're skipping 2. This one here and this one here. So you see back loop only in this first stitch here. You're going to make a slip stitch, and you're just gonna do slip stitch in every stitch across. So back loop only. So just slip stitch your way until you have reached the end here. And I will show you how in a little bit, just so you go ahead. This is our first row of slip stitch. So just slip stitch all the way until you have your one stitch at the end. I will be back. I'll remember back loop only, so you have two loops. This is the front loop and this is the back loop, where this is where you're going to work your slip stitch. Okay, back loop only, and I will be back. Okay, I have my first row of slip stitch. I have one stitch left here, so I'll just go ahead, insert my hook and slip stitch, chain one, and turn your work. So make sure you don't miss the first stitch right here. So for a third row, this is going to be a slip stitch row again. So slip stitch, back loop only. So this is your front loop, this is your back loop. Okay, you're gonna have 3 loops like this one, which you leave this one, and it's hard to see, but yeah, back loop only here. The back loop here, the first stitch, you make slip stitch. This third row is again a slip stitch row, so slip stitch, back loop only. This is the front loop, this is the back loop. So go ahead, just slip stitch your way to the loop, to this big loop here, and I will meet you back. Okay, I made it back to the top, so you have 1 stitch here left. You're going to do a slip stitch back loop and a slip stitch again into the ring, chain 1, and you're going to turn your work. So to the next row, you're going to skip this 1, 2 chain. So you have your chain, turn. This is the last row of our slip stitch row. Again, slip stitch, back loop only. You skip this one and this one here, slip stitch, back loop only, all the way to the bottom here. Okay, so slip stitch all the way to the end, and I will meet you there. So this is the third row of slip stitch row. You're always gonna have 3 rows of slip stitch. Okay, I will be back. Okay, so I made it here. I have 1 last stitch here. I'll just go ahead and do 1 more slip stitch and chain 1 and turn. So that's the end of our 4th row. For the 5th row, you're going to repeat the first row, which is the single crochet. Okay, so turn your work, single crochet into the first stitch here, back loop. We'll be working back loop only all throughout this pattern. So single crochet in each of the stitch, back loop only. Here's back loop only. Okay, single crochet. 5th row is single crochet row. All right, I will be back once we reach the top. And I made it to the top. I got 1 more stitch here left, so I'll just make single crochet in there and slip stitch into the ring, chain 1 and turn your work. So for 6, 7 and 8, you're just gonna do rows of slip stitch, like For the rest of the pattern, you're just going to repeat 1, 2, 3, and 4 until you have the length and the size you want. So I'll show you one more slip stitch row. So first row single crochet, second row slip stitch, third row slip stitch, and fourth row slip stitch. So you're going to repeat 1 to 4 and turn your work. Again, leave 2 stitches into the first stitch here, back loop only, slip stitch. So just slip stitch all the way to the end, back loop only. This is your first row of 3 slip stitch row. Okay, I will meet you back here. Okay, I have one last stitch here at the end of round 6, slip stitch, chain 1 and turn. Row 7, slip stitch again. Okay, make sure you don't skip a stitch, so just slip stitch again for row 7. This is a slip stitch, always back loop only. And just like that, I will pause the video and I will meet you back at the top of our work. Okay, again I have one last stitch here because you're not gonna work on this one. Slip stitch in there and slip stitch into the ring, chain 1 and turn. That's the second row of slip stitch. Row 8 is another slip stitch row, so this is your last slip stitch row. So slip stitch all the way until you reach the end. Okay, so I will be back. Okay, I made it all the way to the end, chain 1. So that's the end of row 8. For row 9, you're going to repeat row 1, which is single crochet. So just remember, single crochet and 3 rows of slip stitch rows. So you see how it's already starting to form like this. Okay, I will be back when I get the size I want. Just repeat 1 to 4. Okay, rows 1 to 4. I will be back. Okay, so here is my rows. I made 18 inches. This is the size. It's 18 inches. Like, so I got worried a little bit because it looks so crooked, like, but once you join them, it's gonna be okay, as long as you have this same count of stitches. Okay, so this is the front and this is the back, the wrong side and the right side. So to join, you're going to work to flip your work on to the wrong side. You're going to join them on the wrong side like that. Take my chain 1, and you see I'm going to get my first stitch in there, chain 1 and turn. You're going to join them wrong side, in the wrong side, and from the back loop only you're going to slip stitch. So it's hard to see. Okay, you're going to grab and you find the back loop only in this row, so which is this one. And slip stitch, and again back loop only, just continue. You grab both excuse me, so you're going to join them back loop only on each side. I hope you can see. Oops. Okay, continue joining them back loop only. I will pause the video and I will be back when I'm done. Okay, I finished joining them, so do not cut your yarn yet, because you're going to use it to close the top unless you live a long end just like me. Okay, so I'm just gonna do a slip stitch here in this big loop and cut a long tail to close the top here. I'll get my needle. Okay. So we're still working on the wrong side. So I'm going to close the top. Okay. So I'm just gonna do it like this. And just put your needle anywhere. I keep losing the camera. I'm sorry about that. I apologize if I'm making you dizzy. I'm making myself dizzy too. I'll just do I need a bigger needle, sharp needle. So I'll just insert my yarn and where to close it and tighten it up later. If you have a better way or method to do this, just go ahead, do it. You're making your beanie, so do as you wish, or you have a better idea. If you find my idea here is different from yours, by all means do it. Okay, so it should be good for now, and I just have to seal it or secure it. And now we're ready to turn your work. It's not too bad. I just have to tighten it more. Okay, so this is the beanie. Now, there you go. I'm going to flip it back. So this is your front. Oh, it's so nice. It looks like a knitted, and it's very stretchy. Okay, it's time to put this on the mannequin's head. Okay, let me pause this for now while I'm putting this on my mannequin. Okay, so there he is, wearing his beanie. It's gonna warm his ears and his head for the cold weather. So this is actually a unisex pattern, so you can wear it, or your husband can wear it, or your sons. So this is an easy pattern. So I hope you like the video. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you all again next time.